Hey, you're welcome back to my freelance journey vlog series where I share my story in becoming a full-time freelancer. Hopefully you'll find it useful in your own journey. So if you do know anyone that would enjoy this content or find it useful, please send them the link at the bottom of your screen. And just before I get started here, I do want to acknowledge an issue with one of my videos. I noticed while I was uploading that the sixth one that it cuts off suddenly at the end. And after looking into it, there was an error while it was rendering, and it's just gone. That part of the video is just it's unrecoverable. So I built in some QA steps to kind of prevent that from happening in the future. So just wanted to acknowledge that. So what I'm going to give a detailed update on my project management software research. And before I do that, I want to give a disclaimer here that I am coming at this as an individual or an independent an individual freelancer. So your needs might be different than mine, so your mileage may vary. So and again, I'm new, so just wanted to kind of state where I'm coming from. So just to kind of revisit the needs that I talked about in the first video when I first brought this up, but I'll just show the listen picture right here, and I'll kind of go over each. So the first two, the Gantt chart and Kanban board, that's more of a presentation preference. So I think they both have their uses. So I wanted to go with a platform that had both, just because I'm still learning this, so I'm still kind of learning my workflow and what I prefer. So I wanted to make sure I had the most options. And then invoicing, I wanted to make sure that it had the ability to able to print up and send out itemized professional looking invoice. Again, right now everything I'm doing is unpaid, so it's that I haven't really dug into that. I also wanted to I also needed be able to export all of my raw data into like a spreadsheet or CSV, so that if things change and I need to change platforms or what have you, then I still have all of my information. I also didn't want to go with an option that had a pricing structure in which they charged per user. So I found a number of them were like, I'll just say randomly, $10 per month per user for up to X number of users, and that kind of thing. I didn't want to enter into anything like that, where if I brought someone onto the team, suddenly I'm doubling my cost essentially. I also, and in the same vein, I want to go with this is kind of in the similar thing, where bringing in like external collaborators, people that help out in little ways or what have you, that in order to bring them in, that it wouldn't require them getting a paid account, so that they're not incurring any additional costs just because they want to work with me on something. And the last part, GDPR compliance, that's a little bit more nuanced. If you're not familiar with GDPR, I'll just give a quick explanation, because it's quite complicated. But it's, in short, it's a set of regulations in the EU about how companies disclose to their users how their how they use their users' data. Easy for me to say, and that kind of thing. So that's a big deal for me, as far as, you know, being in control of, you know, my own personal data and who has access to it and who's able to do what, that kind of thing. So that's a, you know, that's personal choice. So that may not be a deal breaker for you. So having gone all through that, I've tried, I'd say about a handful or so. I ended up going with Bittrex 24. If the GDPR compliance is also important to you, I would suggest signing up through their .eu address. I'll put links to their site in the description below. When you sign up through the .eu address, those servers are located in the EU, and so they fall under the GDPR. So, but again, everybody has to make up their own minds on these things. So this is what I've chosen to do. So what I've done so far is that this is now my third project that I've done through there. So I haven't really done much. The other two videos I were actually done somewhat concurrently. They didn't like match up like task for task. Like I wasn't in the same stage at both points. So I was actually able to kind of keep track of everything, and so that's promising for me. One issue I did find was, when you're going through the task list and setting up start time, it doesn't automatically put it into your calendar. So you have to manually add it into your calendar. It's so yeah, I don't know if that's a big deal for you or not, but we'll see if it's a big deal for me. So I haven't done anything, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't done anything with invoicing because all my work's been unpaid. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with it. Thankfully, for me, their free account at this point is enough. That it's they also have like a full CRM and even VoIP telephony stuff going on. So they definitely offer more than what I need. So I'm gonna stick with them for now. We'll see what happens as I go forward. So thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, please like and subscribe. If you can check out the rest of my series right here. And if you do have any comments or questions, please post them below, and I'll see you in the next chapter.